Hey everyone, it's Linda Brown here and welcome to my kitchen. I just want to share some tips with all of you for saving money and how you can use Epicure's blends and make them last a little bit longer. So it's Sunday, there's some playoff football action going on, some games are going to be watched, and we like to have some comfort kind of pub grub type food when we're watching those games, and ribs just seem to go right along with that, don't you think? So when I'm at the grocery store, I look for these quick sales, because usually when you've got meat that expires, it has an expiry date that day or the day after, it goes on quick sale at the grocery store. So I purchased this. The best before date is today. A lot of food that is not actually bad gets thrown out. So I like to pick these up, and if I'm not going to use them right away, I freeze them. I might take it out of the package and freeze it more flat in the freezer, so I've got meat that I can grab quickly and do my cooking on a budget. So that's a tip for you when you see these quick sales, even if you're not going to necessarily eat that recipe, or it's not part of your meal plan for that week. If you do have some extra funds to spend on groceries that week, maybe you'll save some money for the following week on your grocery bill because you picked up the meat on quick sale. So that's one of my tips for you. So I got this package of ribs on for 30% off, which I was really excited about because ribs are often expensive and I don't pick them up for that reason. So I'm just gonna open this package here. Just cut it open here along the sides. And then I'm going to start making up my Korean BBQ seasoning. So you'll notice this package is already open. The Korean barbecue chicken and ribs is only available January 2022. It's a Good Food Rewind for Epicure's 25th anniversary. So some favorite products from the past are making their way back to Epicure's lineup. And I'm so excited that this one is, because it's the Korean barbecue chicken and ribs. So we're going to make ribs out of that. So I've got my crock pot. The recipe on here calls for the recipe to be made in the oven. I do mine in the crock pot, so totally up to you. It's midday, so this is going to be cooked on low all afternoon. It's gonna smell so good in here. So I'm using half the package. I normally get twice the mileage out of these packages. So I'm just gonna dump that right there in my crock pot. Now the recipe calls for 1/3 of a cup of ketchup. So I am only going to use about 1/2 of a cup, or 1/4 of a cup, I mean. So we've got our ketchup, and it calls for 1/3 of a cup of rice vinegar. Again, because I'm only using half of the package, I'm going to do about 1/4 of a cup. Look at that, it's a brand new bottle of rice vinegar. And it also calls for 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce. I only put in about a tablespoon and a teaspoon. So our 4-in-1 spice spoon has a tablespoon on this side, or a teaspoon on this side, and then you've got the 1/4 and 1/2 teaspoon measurements on the flip side. So I am going to do 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of tamari sauce. This is a gluten-free soy sauce option, because we have a family member that eats gluten-free. All right, so I'm gonna stir that up. It says to whisk it up in a bowl, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't wanna make a bowl and a whisk dirty, so I just stir it up right here in the crock pot. Then we take our package of ribs and my tongs here. And I'm going to coat those ribs with that sauce. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. I do it this way. I don't like touching the package. Ugh, not a fan of meat packages. Okay, so get rid of that spoon. And then just using the tongs, I turn these ribs over again and again and again until they are nice and saucy. So this is a great set it and forget it recipe. I'll let you in on a secret. The sweet chili sauce mix would make an amazing rib seasoning as well if you like your ribs a little bit hotter. Yum, yum. Pulled chicken seasoning is awesome on ribs too if you want to make saucy crock pot ribs. It's not just for chicken. And there we go. Ribs are going to cook away all afternoon. And I got 2 recipes out of my Korean barbecue chicken and rib. And all I do is if I use half the recipe, I kind of just fold the package, pour half out, and then I roll it up, put a clip on it, and I put it in the fridge so it stays fresh. So ribs and rice are for supper tonight. Can't wait. Just thought you might like to see some of my quick and easy meal prep tips and how I save money at the grocery store and how I save money on my Epicure blends too. Have an awesome day. Bye.